they can hear you. Okay. I'm going to talk to first.
Welcome back.
Welcome everyone to the JP Network. My name is Paul, and if this is your first time tuning in, just welcome, where we talk about all kinds of things about the Philippines, travel, and especially today we're going to be talking about traveling with children, kids.
Yep.
And I like to introduce my little protege, my son. What's your name?
Kolten.
Kolten.
And you probably don't know this, but Pepsi is my favorite soda.
Pepsi is his favorite soda. That's good. You good now? Okay. All right. So I just want to start quickly and just welcome everyone to.
Should start.
You gonna do it?
Yep.
Okay. No, not there yet.
Oh.
Yeah, that one. Okay. He wants to run the computer today. But yeah, I want to welcome everyone to the JP Network. And thank you for all just tuning in today. With that being said, we are Paul and Kolten.
Yep. We are Paul and Kolten.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Myself, my favorite color is green, and my favorite soda is Pepsi is not green.
Why didn't you like Mountain Dew?
It's not better. It does not taste better.
But it's green. Kind of yellow, but it's green. It's got a green can. I don't like Mountain Dew either.
My mom is Joanna.
Yep. That's good. All right. We will be going into our disclaimer. You're supposed to be working the computer, by the way. So our disclaimer is.
Told me.
I know. So our disclaimer is our thoughts and opinions are our own. If you have your own opinions, that's perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. There's always exceptions to the rule, and we're not perfect, and neither are you. So that being said, we're going to move forward into our particular topic, traveling with kids. Kolten, do you think traveling with kids is hard?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. For many people, traveling can be difficult, but traveling can change your perspective and open up some different cultural norms to you. And if you ever get to travel with kids, it can shape their perspective as well as yours. I actually remember this one particular moment in Manila where Kolten, my son here, he was able to friend just Filipino kids. He didn't care that these particular kids spoke a different language, that they look different. It kind of opens you up to a whole different perspective. Typically, we're kind of self-conscious in our own right about these things, and it's just not typical. But when it comes to kids, they typically just have the mindset that they're not used to questioning things, and they're just willing to open up these different kinds of perspectives and willing to just open up to other people around them. Especially Kolten, he's a social bug. He's not a scaredy, but you're not scared at all, are you? Yeah. So, what were you thinking when you met those kids in Manila? Remember the ones in the airport?
Yeah, it's very fun.
Yeah.
I really like that because I didn't have anybody next to me. Don't really plane because you have to make sure we get on the plane on time.
Yeah, yeah, that was true. Yeah, and we had a lot of different planes, didn't we?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I saw something on yours. I was like, "What the?"
Oh, yeah, that's my topics and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but we had a lot of different planes, and
we got 4.
We got 4 going one way and 3 going back the other way.
Yeah, because we kind of had to take a 4th one for some reason.
Yeah, took a detour. We had to actually go to Dallas, Texas before we could actually go to California because one of our particular planes was canceled going from our current place where we were living in St. Louis and Lambert Airport and going straight to Los Angeles International Airport. We had that difficulty, and they rerouted us all the way down Texas, and then we were able to fly to Los Angeles. So that was kind of how it was. But,
I want to talk about my
perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to other childs, I'm like the same. I'm like the same child.
You're like the same as other children?
So if you have a child at home,
yeah,
they probably have the same thoughts as me. I'm probably going to mention what you should have for your own child.
I gotcha. I understand that. That's good. But yeah, he's just a typical rowdy child. He's definitely a character. He's fun loving to hang out with. I get to mess with him all day long. Oh, but with that said, let's go ahead and go into our first topic, Kolten.
Our first topic
is passport and vaccinations.
Yep.
So one thing you really have to consider about passport and vaccinations is that there are plenty of them. And you definitely, when you comes to passports, actually I got one right here real quick. When it comes to passports.
Wait, I'm wearing blue.
Yeah, you're
I'm
wearing
on
blue.
the blue side.
Yeah, good job. You need to be on the purple side, actually.
Why?
So that way it contrasts you a little bit.
Pink.
Yeah, pink it is. So, but when it comes to passports, kids' passports are quite different in their own right about how to actually get them, what you need to get them, and we're going to go ahead and talk about that a little bit.
Can I see mine?
Yeah, that one's yours. Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's the...
Now, when it comes down to passports, we have to... when you need to get a passport, you actually, for a child, you have to get your passport physically because you can't just do it. Typically, you can get your own personal passport. You can actually get them by mail. You can actually just fill out the forms and do it. But for a child, they have to do it a particular way. You actually have to go physically to get your child's passport done. And me being a single father, that's actually
harder.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder to do because they want to make sure that you're not taking your child out of the country. Also, we will be talking mostly about international travel. There are many different other kinds of travel domestically that you can be doing with your kids. It doesn't require pretty extensive because you really don't need a passport, but you do need, if you are a single parent and you do have custody of your child, you will need something like this. It's a paternity action, and this is actually really important to travel with. I'm actually going to be talking about that in a second. But yep, that's your passport. Don't show the inside though.
I'm not.
Yeah. This particular one, I actually ordered at the post office, the thicker ones, but they chose not to give my son a thicker one. My guess is why they didn't give him the longer, extensive, thicker one.
Because this has a lot of pages.
Yeah, mine has a lot more pages, but his does not have that many pages. But also when I look at it, we got these back in October of I think I signed up for.
Young.
Yes, I signed
basically
them
before I made this channel.
Gotcha.
Probably.
So, but I basically got these, I think, back in 2021 or 2022, and his expires at 2026, whereas mine actually expires, I think, 2031. Yeah, 2031. So I think they want you to renew your child's passport a lot more often. That's my best guess why they did it this way, even though I did expedite these, and you can expedite them. But if you are going to get your child's passport, it's going to take typically longer because they want to check through all your information. You do actually need original copies of like your birth certificate, his original birth certificate. Well, at least a copy of the original birth certificate, an official copy. And you're going to need to fill out this particular paper. I also have a particular type of form is if the mother cannot, if the other spouse cannot be present, because both spouses have to be present for both of for your child to get a passport. And they actually were trying to even tell me that at the post office. Do you remember them trying to tell me that? Are you okay? Are you burping or something?
Yes.
Okay. That's awkward. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I know. So typically both parents would have to be present to get your child's passport. And with that being said, if one is not able, you have to fill out this particular form. I think it's called the DS 2032 form. I think it's called. Let me just go ahead and check real quick.
Sorry about that. Where am I going into vaccines?
Okay, so it's called a DS 3053 form. So you need to fill out that, which is a statement of consent. So you actually have to do that, and then you have to have it notarized, officially notarized. I just wanted to kind of let you know to do that. All right. So make sure you definitely, if you are traveling and you are a single parent, make sure you have your paternity actions and everything to go ahead and get all that finished. So make sure you have plenty of time beforehand to get all this stuff done. I think typically it costed me like $140 or $145 to get my passport done and have it expedited and to have his done. Do you remember actually them taking pictures of you? Yeah. Okay.
I was like, what are they for? What are they for?
Yeah, this is like his first time
I've
actually.
been thinking it ever since.
Yeah.
Like, what was the deal of it?
Yeah.
And now, until you told me in the car today, I was like, oh, that's what it's for.
Yeah. Hi, Joanna. Good to see you, my wife. She's actually in the comments. Yeah.
I can see.
Yeah. You can actually look at yours too, but you have to switch over to comments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So now with that being said, I can't cover everything. Everyone's situation is a little unique, but when it does come to passports, both parents do have to be present. And that being said, I do advise to just go ahead and just do it at your local post office. It's a lot easier to do. I think there are some satellite offices that you can do it, but that's usually what you do.
Should we get into vaccines now?
Yeah, we're going to go into vaccines.
Yes.
Okay. Now with vaccines, hold on.
The smell.
Yeah. Now, with vaccines, I would typically also about talking to your child's doctor, their pediatrician, when you're traveling. I would also refer to their health insurance, or also your health insurance if you have health insurance for them. Another option can also be a travel clinic. Travel clinics typically have particular kinds of travel vaccines, and they can kind of let you know when you're traveling what kind of vaccines you actually need to get. Colton got a few extra vaccines, plus we also had to get a COVID vaccine before we traveled. Do you remember those vaccines?
Yes.
You do not like shots, do you?
No.
I don't think anyone really likes shots. Well, I don't really mind them, but
imagine there's like just a long needle.
Long needles. Yeah. So, but yeah, we did have to get that when we did travel.
Let me out.
Yeah. But you can also talk to if you can talk to your health insurance and your health insurance provider and see if they provide certain kinds of vaccines. I know certain vaccines they do not actually cover, and so you might have to pay out of pocket for. But when you talk to a travel clinic, they can notify you what kind of ones they recommend to have, but not necessarily ones that you actually need. I know there were several ones we didn't decide to get, and I think we're fine. I mean, if we did have to get them, we had to get like 6 extra vaccines. Would you want 6 extra shots, Colton?
Yeah.
You do? All right. Another option is you can talk to your local Walgreens and see what kind of shots they offer. I did try to schedule a few extra shots, which actually was on their website that I can schedule these particular shots that I wanted. And then when I contacted them, they didn't have them. So that was kind of that way. Yeah.
So should we get in the day?
Yeah.
Next topic?
Yes.
It's taking kids out of school.
Taking kids out of school. Yeah. That was an interesting one, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Do you remember when I
got to bring my Chromebook to the Philippines? Yeah,
you did get to bring your Chromebook to the Philippines. That was a good one. And you did also had a packet of homework, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that was...
But we barely did them.
Well, we didn't have a whole lot, but we managed to do them, and even before you arrived, we got it all done. Yeah, it. But you got to experience a really good place, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even while you were able to do that. So.
It took 16 minutes for the passport and the vaccine.
You don't need to be on it 3 inches away, okay? All right, thank you. So. Man, you are rowdy today, aren't you?
All right. All of because of this.
I see. No more soda for you then.
No more Pepsi.
I want to say that most schools do accommodate or understand your situation if you do feel that if you have a need or want to travel. Just inform your child's school that this is a learning opportunity, that they can actually learn from their experiences, especially international travel. There's so many different cultures, so many different kinds of things that they might encounter that they won't even know, like outside of their own town.
Hey, you know where I want to go?
What
travel? You know where I want to go in the future?
Where do you want to go?
The moon.
The moon? Well, that's a different culture shock.
Let's talk about our journey to the moon.
Wow.
But people would be like, what?
What? But if you do let your school know, just make sure you give them ample time in advance. Typically, I would say mostly around 2 weeks, and just so they can get some packets together or some lessons together to let you take on your way. Like we even said, Kolten was even able to take his Chromebook with him, and we were able to get that done. Can you try not to burp so much? People don't want to really hear it. Can you stop?
I can't control it.
Are you gonna puke or something?
No.
Okay, this is kind of interesting. All right. Oh boy. He wanted to be on here, and now he's just goofing around.
I'm not goofing around.
Can I have this now that you're done? Thank you. All right. In the trash can it is. All right. All right.
Why are you doing?
Hi. That was my sister just passed by. So yeah, just let him know about these particular things. Also, your child will have stories that he can also tell to his classmates when he or she even arrives back. Did you have those kinds of stories?
Yep.
You were able to tell all your different classmates?
And you know what I said?
Yeah.
I said one of the planes was going so fast.
Oh yeah, that was a really big one, wasn't it? Yeah. That was that Boeing 777, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy?
The big international plane.
I can't believe when I talked about the Florida. Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
I got to swim dolphins and the class got to show pictures and everybody was like, I want to swim with dolphins.
That was when we went to Florida. Yeah, that was great. So yeah, I didn't manage to take him out of school even then too, and we had to pack him homework
For a whole week.
For a whole week, yeah. And how long were you in the Philippines?
How long?
Yeah, how long?
33 days.
No, just 30 days.
No, 33.
30 days.
We were supposed to be in there for 30.
28, actually. We were supposed to be in 28, and we stayed an extra 2 days. Yeah. So technically, we were there for 30 days. And yeah. But we did overstay because we did get stuck there for a little bit, but we did have that issue. Stop. All right. Okay. But some teachers might even also share their experience, share your child's experience with their particular class. And especially if you were able to, while you're traveling, you can give them updates. We were able to do that with Miss Braun, weren't we? You see, you were able to show them like your travels in the Philippines, right? That was really cool. Yeah. 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 Oh. I have something I gotta show real quick. I'll be right back. I forgot. You talk to him for a minute.
Hello, people. Wonderful people. Looks like Dad is out of the picture. That chair's not out of the way. Yeah. Now he's out. Yeah, he's out of the picture anyways. So how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Well, I'm waiting for my dad. Oh no, he's supposed to be out of the picture.
All right, well, I wasn't able to find it. All right, so I wasn't able to find it, but one thing is I want to move on to
how to pack.
Yeah, how to pack your bags for your kids. So I was going to find something and I totally forgot about it before I arrived, but it's cool. One thing I do want to mention is don't overpack. Try to pack minimal as you can. Most items you can actually. What?
My dad packed way too much.
Yeah, I did. So I did. I packed a lot.
He packed like he was like going to a bunker.
And Kolten was trying to help me as much as he can, but I wound up basically carrying most of it.
Yeah, because it kept falling. I was like,
yeah. Yeah, that was definitely my experience. But we did pack a lot lighter when we traveled elsewhere. But so I did learn from that experience, and I will never pack heavy like that again.
You better.
I won't. I learned from my experience. One thing I did notice in the airport was while I was carrying all of like four different luggages, one backpack, a drone bag, and my small camera bag. I don't know. It's like, and then his other bag too. When I was carrying all of those with him, and he was trying to do his best to carry, but he was talking about how too heavy they were. I noticed the majority of people only had a small carry-on luggage and a backpack. And that's actually my best recommendation. If you can, try to pack as light as you can. And seems like it's the best choice, is to just carry a small carry-on luggage and a backpack for each of you. But having a particular child, you are granted an extra set of carry-on, which is great. So it does allow you to have more, even though I would have one small luggage, one carry-on luggage, and a small backpack. He can also have one too. Well, it's still light. You just have to carry your own.
I only got like a green backpack.
Yeah.
I was great.
Yeah. So.
Child was like the free child.
Yeah. But I want to mention, don't overpack because most items you can actually bring with you. You can just get them at your destination.
Should we move on to the next topic?
We're not done.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm still talking about packing. So, but yeah, pack minimal if you can. There's one particular concept. It's called capsule wardrobe, which you're able to mix and match different clothing items to like similar clothing items where they're able to complement each other. And basically you can carry like seven kinds of shirts and 5 different kinds of shorts, and you can mix and match them in such a way where most of them complement each other, where it does look like you're wearing more than one item, which is kind of what we did. So that's one thing I do want to talk about. Now, next thing I want to also talk about, not done, I will tell you when. Definitely bring carry-on, luggage, and packing cubes. One particular thing I want to mention is about packing cubes. Colton, you remember the packing cubes? That's the one thing I was trying to look for upstairs. And one thing about packing cubes is it's an actual zip-up pouch. It's a mesh zip-up pouch. And what you can do is you can actually compress all your clothing down after you roll them up inside of it, which is really nice. One thing is you can also get ones that are colored, different kinds of colored. Yours was like a light blue, right?
Yeah.
Mine was a dark blue, and Joanna's was a what color?
Can I see something?
What?
I just want to say, when you buy a house there, it's like made out of metal. But when you buy
In the
Airbnb,
Philippines, right?
it's like a normal like Airbnb in America.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
So the condos and stuff like that. Yeah, that's because that's personal houses versus high-rise condo buildings and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's actually really important. Yeah, we're not talking about different kinds of places there, but that's a really good point, Colton. But definitely about carry-on luggage. Definitely see if you can pack light as you can. And the packing cubes, I really recommend. They're a really good choice.
Yep.
All right.
So can we move on to the next topic?
Yep. Next, we're going to be talking about airports, long flights, and layovers.
That gives me the stress.
Colton does not like long flights or even long travel period. That's yeah.
Help me. Help.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. Okay, Colton, I want to tell you something though. Can I tell you something?
Sure.
Do you know that we almost didn't make it to the Philippines because I made a mistake?
What?
Yeah, I made a really bad mistake.
What?
Okay, so one particular thing is that you really want to do is you want to bring your documentation, especially when you're a single parent like me. And the one thing I did forget is my custody paperwork, my paternity action. I forgot this paperwork. I didn't bring it with me.
So you just got like lucky.
Blessed.
So
we got really blessed. I was able.
Did checked it?
No, they did check, and the lady actually, I didn't realize. So when we got to all the way to Los Angeles International Airport, I totally forgot my own child's paternity action paperwork. It was the one thing I didn't bring with me. The lady at the front counter, she was so nice. She let me actually find because I thought I had a copy of it somewhere downloaded online, and I was able to download it and then email them the copy of it, which was great. And she was super genuine, super nice, and she was able to let me get all that done. It was really nice. So we didn't manage to make our flight, but if not, we would have had to turn around and go back home.
And we probably missed our flight.
Oh, we would have missed our flight. We wouldn't have gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I managed to, and I'm glad. So I do recommend.
And our money will go waste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I do recommend, especially if you are on a flight, if you try to bring all your documentation, especially before you travel, make sure what kind of documentation you need. I think also if you are a single parent like me, definitely bring your paperwork to prove that you do have sole physical custody of your child. I will say that's not for everyone. This is just
For single dads or single moms.
Single dads, single moms, but it's not for every single mom or single dad because there are some that have certain cases where they're not allowed to take them around into different destinations. So this is only by case. But with that, moving on, I want to talk about not moving into yours yet. I want to talk about, especially when you do arrive at the airport, make sure if you can, before you arrive at the airport or even you are at the airport, load up all your devices. Load them up with, please don't do that. You're shaking the camera too. All right. Load up all your devices with things to watch. Netflix, Hulu, Tvu, whatever you have. Load it up with a bunch of different shows that your kids will want to watch. Remember how I did that on our phones? Yeah, that was one thing that I made sure that we were able to do. And also make sure that they would be able to play while they're offline. That was really important. So make sure any games that he or she has, that your child has, make sure that
they'll like their game and it doesn't require internet.
Yeah, it doesn't require internet when you do travel on a particular plane, so that they can use it while doing layovers. If the airport, especially in Manila, doesn't have Wi-Fi, just make sure whatever they have, whatever kind of devices they have. So one good thing you can do is you can put your devices in airplane mode, and you can also turn off the Wi-Fi just to check them and make sure these particular devices work in those ways. Another thing I do recommend is wireless charging power banks. One thing I did notice was, even though the planes might have a USB input drive where you could put it in and try to charge it, it was like barely charging my phone. So I really recommend, if you can, to bring wireless power banks and also Bluetooth headphones so they can listen to it, because the headphones that they had were really uncomfortable, weren't they?
No.
The headphones?
They weren't like comfortable or non-comfortable.
Okay, I thought they were really uncomfortable. The ones that listen to screens, they're really cheap headphones. That's one thing I will.
Just least men.
Yeah. Another thing that you can also bring on the plane, if you can, try to bring toys, Play-Doh, coloring books, toy cars. Just little knickknacks and little items that you can bring with them. And
so, have fun.
Yeah, so they can just kind of interact with different ways like that. I would not recommend bringing a travel pillow. I think it was kind of the point. I think it was very pointless for us to have a travel pillow when we could barely lay down. It was kind of useless.
Get a travel pillow if you're in first class.
If you're in a business class or a first class where you can lay down. Maybe if you wanted to.
First.
I know he really wants to be. It's expensive.
Get me in first class now.
No, I can't. Not right now.
You can So should we turn into our next topic?
No. I got a few other things to talk about. The next thing I want to also recommend is plain food is trash. It's terrible, isn't it?
Technically, no, since I had that yummy bread and plus I got ice cream from this nice lady.
That was good. You did have an ice cream, but the majority of the plain food is not that great.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, what's the smell? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right now?
Yes.
I don't know.
It smelled like a skunk or something.
Oh, I don't know what that is. Okay. Okay. But yeah, so if you can, especially on international flights, I think you might be able to bring food into your flight. Remember how the Panda Express, they were able to carry Panda Express in? And we weren't able to do that?
Certain foods.
Yeah, certain foods probably, especially in the plane. I think in the airport, if it was airport food, you can actually bring it onto the plane. But you can't bring other food in. So I smell it too now. What is this?
I don't know.
That's weird. Okay.
Oh
man.
Oh.
I don't know either. But definitely, if you can, try to bring snacks. as much snacks as you can. Pack up and load up with snacks. Is it in the bathroom, you think? Oh my goodness.
It smells really bad.
Yeah.
It really smells.
The next thing is if you do have long layovers, it can be a really good benefit because I think that your kids can have the opportunity, if they're not napping, they can run around and they can kind of relieve some of that energy and just kind of overall just have that ability to try to. All right. He's spraying the house now with something that's like some kind of incense thing. Fragrance thing. Okay, not right here. Not next to devices.
Oh, I smell really bad over here.
All right. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah, just keep
Okay.
talking.
Okay. So yeah, let your kids burn off some of that energy to let them play in, especially play areas. If there are play areas in the airports, not every airport has a play area, but we were able to do that, especially in the Lambert Airport. They had this like little toy plane area where you're able to kind of check in all the different bags and mess around with different kids. It was really cool. We were able to do that. Another thing is I was able to, try to, before you're on the plane, just kind of splurge a little bit. I wound up bringing Kolten a mocha frappe, and we also got some donuts while we were there. So we were able to, before we got on the plane, we were able to just kind of have a decent meal a little bit and kind of enjoy ourselves and get kind of hyped up before the plane arrived. Please don't do that. I don't want you to do that.
Spread.
Please stop and put it back the way it was. Now they can't see you and you look all blue.
Oh yeah.
Fix it. Turn it back the other way. Turn it the other way. Nope, the other way. You're turning it the wrong way. Keep going. There you go. Right there. All right. All right. All right. Now the next topic. The next one is find similar interests with your kids if you can. Oftentimes you want to do what you want to do, and you don't want your kids to dictate your particular trip, your particular vacation. So you want to try to do what you can to fit your travels together with your kids. And I think that's really important. So we were able to do kind of some fun things with Kolten. Remember some of the fun things you were able to do?
Yeah.
What did you were able to do?
Have fun.
Like where? What did you do?
In the Philippines?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, it was definitely fun. We got to play with some chickens. Got to play with friends. Some friends I met in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I got to play with a rabbit. And I also got to visit a beach. And it was really crazy because my foot kept hurting.
Oh yeah.
Somehow.
Do you remember the adventure
and the
park?
bamboo thing.
Do you remember the adventure park, the Lillian Adventure Park, Forest Park?
Mm-hmm.
The one where they kept playing all the same song over and over again?
We did not like the song.
Yeah, we were able to.
Well, it was definitely fun. We got to go down that hill.
Yeah.
It was like the only people there.
Yeah, we were pretty much the only ones there and everything. We went down the rainbow slide and all that. So we were able to enjoy those things together with the kids. I was able to spend time with my future wife, and Kolten was still able to have fun. So if you get those times, you just try to make sure that, traveling with kids does not mean traveling for kids. So
I play different songs.
Yeah. Another thing is that find where you can find your hobbies to overlap. Especially one thing is kids love water.
Yes.
They really like water and pools and playgrounds.
Dad,
So if you do get those opportunities, especially with pools.
Dad,
yeah.
Is this the part where we talk about what happened in the Philippines?
Yeah. In a second. Yeah, we can talk about what happened in the Philippines there.
I'm going to talk what happened to me, and you're going to talk about what happened to you.
Yeah. So yeah, just allow your kids to have those experiences and stuff to do those things while you're able to share with your significant other or even some time to yourself, because typically your kids will find things to do. They can definitely find interactive things to do even when they're bored. I know Colton.
Should we talk about the topic? What happened to you first?
No, not yet. I want to say also lean into the culture and explain to your kids the differences with the culture. What was some of the things? One thing you can do is when you do lean into these cultures, especially when you deal with culture shock, is you're going to face some different norms when you have these issues, and sometimes they're really contrasting, and sometimes it's good to just explain to your kids how this is different in their other countries. Remember banana ketchup? Do you remember banana ketchup? So in the Philippines, instead of having regular,
that was just weird.
they have banana ketchup in the Philippines. That was kind of interesting. Yeah.
Was it a sauce?
It was just normal ketchup, but made out of bananas.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I think it tasted kind of the same.
It tasted weird.
Really? You think it tasted weird? Okay.
Yes.
Another thing is I do want to mention is even though bad experiences are still experiences, so you can still make memories even out of bad experiences.
I also had a bad experiment too.
Yeah.
Philippines.
Our brains are like hardwired for negative experiences. That's why Kolten wants to talk about them. But you tend to remember your bad experiences more than your good experiences. So you want to talk about your bad experience that you had in the Philippines?
You talk about your bad.
My bad experience in the Philippines?
What about that 7?
What?
What about the 7-Eleven thing?
That includes you.
I know.
Okay. So, that
was not for a bad experiment for me.
I guess so. So Kolten, we were at my wife's house at that particular time, and typically when you do live in rural areas in the Philippines, you know that there's a lot of like storefronts in front of other people's houses, and they have these little areas that you can buy little knickknacks or candy or something like that. And I thought that's what Kolten was trying to tell me. He was trying to ask me. He had a little bit of money on him, and he asked me if he could go spend his money. And I said, sure, yeah. And he kind of told me I thought was there, but then he winds up going all the way into town on a motorcycle with other kids and a couple adults. But it was very different because I was just like, where is Kolten at? And the family told me, yeah, Kolten took off into town. And apparently he's shouting and waving at these motorcycle drivers to pick him up. Typically in the Philippines, you would have these particular motorcycle drivers that would take you into town for about 20 pesos. And Kolten winds up paying 20 pesos to all of these drivers to help these people go all the way into town. And he goes all the way up to a 7-Eleven, walks in there. What happened? I don't know exactly what happened, but I know you bought like a clear umbrella and a root beer. But you tell me what happened there.
So my dad, what if I wanted to go to 7-Eleven? I told him I was going to spend my money, basically.
He didn't say 7-Eleven, though.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I never say it.
Yeah, you said store, I think.
Yeah, I did say store.
Yeah.
7-Eleven is still a kind of store.
Yes. Okay.
I said store, not like a little shack.
I thought it was the little shacks. Anyway, keep going.
So I was like, I said, can you give me a ride basically to motorcycles? I know how to pay, but I know I have enough money probably. and they told me how to say get a motorcycle. Well, I just forgot.
Yeah, you forgot. You kept saying the word for fish, apparently. That's what they were saying. He said it's a word for fish. So, well, but when Kolten arrived back, and I was just like, I was actually kind of scared.
No, I arrived, and we had to wait for a little bit.
Yeah.
At least like an hour or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, So this motorcycle person picked us up, and I went to 7-Eleven. Then I was like, what should I buy? What should I buy? I buy the umbrella, and what was the other thing?
Root beer.
Yeah, root beer.
Yeah.
I came back to home. I walked through, and my dad was like, what are you doing? I said, I was just buying something. I have the an umbrella and a root beer in my hands.
And I did talk to him about doing that because where we were kind of at wasn't really the safest area for him to do those things, and I had to kind of
Well, at
explain
least
to
there's a parent with me.
Yeah, there were adults. They weren't your parents. They weren't parents, but they were adults. They were in their 20s. They were still kind of young though, but
they're at least classified as parents.
Well, guardians, I guess. But I didn't know what would happen, and I didn't know where you went. But it was prior to that, I will say that Kolten was scared of motorcycles when he first arrived.
To able to get to 7-Eleven, I was like, yeah, I would definitely need a motorcycle.
Yeah.
But I was like scared, but that's where I get over my fear.
Yeah, he was able to finally get over his fear of motorcycles. So I did congratulate him for being able to get over his fears. But when he first arrived in the Philippines, I think my wife's sister really encouraged him to get on that motorcycle. And when he finally arrived at Jollibee, he was just like whining. I was just like, well, so how was your first trip? And he was like, no. But
that was at least when I was 8.
Yeah.
I'm 10 now.
Yeah. Hey, be careful. You need to focus with me. Focus here. Come here. All right. So tell me about your bad experience that you had. So I told
my dad.
Hold on. I want to set up the scene real quick. So to set up the scene, we did go with my wife's family, and we went to this pool/beach kind of area, and we were able to enjoy like a good time swimming all together. And there's this reef area. Yeah.
Pillars basically in the water.
Yeah, there's like these pillars in water, and
it's supposed to like lead for the boundary of you can swim.
Yeah, it's like closed off area boundary, like wall thing that kind of like let you know that. And there was these tires at the top of it, kind of just kind of poured onto the concrete, and they were kind of just put there to kind of mark out that barrier area of this is where you kind of swim at in the ocean. Hold on. Yeah. So Kolten was asking me, he's seen other kids jumping on these barriers on this little area.
You probably know what's leading to now.
And he was asking me if he could do it too. And I told him I don't want him doing it. Well, he decided to do it anyway. And then tell me what happened.
Because I kept telling you, and you finally said fine.
Yeah, fine, but you're probably gonna get hurt. Yeah. And what happened? What happened? So I tripped, and this is what happened. Well, it's not big as it was way bigger. Yeah. While he was in there,
you can't really see it, but there's like a scar.
He has a scar right here, a scar on his leg, because he wound up not only falling off of the barrier, I want to say at least 5 foot down into the water, scraped his leg open, crying, and he was just screaming. He's got salt water in it now. And I'm just holding on to him and trying to carry him out of the water.
You know what I said? I said, what about the sharks? I sounded like I was...
He was afraid that the blood would attract sharks.
And guess what? You know what's crazy? I sound like I want to stay in the ocean. I sound like I want to stay in the ocean. That was crazy. It really did sound like I wanted to stay in the ocean.
Yeah.
Like I'm like trying to get sharks near me.
You were fine.
Oh yeah, remember how we hooked the Airbnb and I opened it back up?
Oh yeah, you opened it back up.
Oh, yeah. I screamed so loud.
Oh man.
I went.
All right, so we're gonna move on to our last topic. You ready? All right. All right. Helping adjust your kids to different kinds of food. This is probably your biggest one that you probably had, Colton. Your biggest issue. The first one I want to let you know is that your kids won't starve. They won't. There's plenty of food, any kind of food that you can normally get in any other kind of place that they're probably used to. Typically, almost any place has a McDonald's, has pizza, probably has chicken nuggets or something out there very similar. And you can definitely encourage your kids to try to eat these particular things. One thing that you probably didn't like was the red hot dogs. Right? Did you like red hot dogs?
No.
I didn't like them either, really. I also, you know the one thing I didn't really like either? You know the one thing I didn't like either?
What?
I didn't like the pork and chicken intestines. The fried chicken and pork intestines. Don't blow
That was
bubbles.
crazy.
Yeah.
Remember how I told you I grabbed the keys? I know you forgot them because he was leaving out the door.
Yeah.
And you was walking and he says, "Where's the keys?" I said,
He's kind of that was really cool. But yeah, if you can, just do your best to try to offer your kids to try these different foods as much as you can, and just trying to encourage them as much as you can. That's your own choice, but there's always something new and something new to try, and something pretty easy to get that's pretty nearby that your kids can eat. If they usually won't eat at these particular restaurants, there's probably a grocery store that you can probably pick up something for them to eat also. And we were able to do that a little bit. Remember when we got all the chips and stuff? We were able to get the chips and the soda.
"Yes."
We were able to get the root beer.
Yes.
Do you remember when I got us a 2-liter of root beer?
Yes.
And what did Joanna think it was?
You crazy.
What did she think? No. What did she think about the root beer?
She didn't really want to drink root beer.
Yeah, but what did she think about what it was?
Beer.
It was actual beer, and I was feeding beer to my son, right? No.
And she's like, "Why are you feeding this child beer?"
But it was just root beer. It was good.
Funny.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, she doesn't really like root beer. I do encourage, if you do get a chance, the Philippines does not have Dr. Pepper. So if you do have a chance to go to the Philippines or any other particular
Keep in
country.
mind, you don't have Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, they do not have Dr. Pepper there. But they usually do have Coke and
Mr.
Sprite.
Dr. Pepper.
They do have Coke and Sprite. So that was kind of normal.
I don't like Coke or Sprite.
I know, but they have a lot of that there.
I like Coke, but sometimes Sprite.
He likes
Not
Pepsi
really.
more than Coke. He's a Pepsi fan.
Hey, the blue is matching my Pepsi.
Yeah, that was good. Oh, well, I hope these topics were a good help to you today. These do cover all our particular topics. Thank you, Colton, for being there with me today. Next week, I will be interviewing a particular couple from the Philippines and Germany, and these are good friends of ours. They are currently in Germany now, and so stay tuned for that next week.
I have a question.
Okay.
Will I probably be in the live stream too?
No, you won't be in that live stream.
Fair point.
If you want to see more of this kinds of topics, or if you have any other thoughts, comments, or
About
anything I didn't cover today,
About me?
yeah, or about him,
About me.
yeah, let us know. Let us know in the video description. I want to do the possibility of a more extensive video. This is just a live stream today, but I want to do a more extensive video on this particular topic, more with good quality information. There was a bunch of things that I didn't really cover in this particular video. And if you are interested in that, let me know in the comments.
I need to say something.
Okay.
Some live streams might have me. I will be in the live stream sometimes.
You might.
But wow, my dad's preaching. Probably I'll sneak in there if he knows me. Good job of you.
Yeah. And you can watch our vlogs, and Colton's a character. Kids are characters to take on trips with them. I think it really makes your trips a lot more enjoyable.
I will say, if you notice me while I'm like crying,
If you keep playing with that, they hear it. They hear you messing with that.
I'm going to be sneaky. If you recognize me, in one of the live streams, good job.
Yeah, just say hello, Kolten.
It's
Let
a
us know.
secret. Some live streams.
Yeah,
only some, not all of them.
Yeah. So tune in next week for us, and we'll have another topic for you. And thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next time.
Should we?
Yeah. Goodbye.
Should we see you next time?
Yes. See you next time.
Should we or should we not? It's a hard choice.
We gotta go.
I know. Yeah.